If you do miss an important family event, it could leave you feeling uneasy, and it could also harm relationships with your loved ones. So you want to spend some quality time with people who are important to you in your personal life. And remember, it's difficult to nurture relationships if you're always working. That's the key. So another point for you, and really for everyone, you want to get enough rest. Now, when you're tired, it's really difficult to work productively and to think clearly. I know I found that to be true, all of which can take a toll on your professional performance and on your personal life as well. And there are so many benefits to getting rest and proper sleep. First, it keeps you healthy. And getting enough rest enhances your immune system and your overall well-being. And adequate sleep allows your mind to repair itself and contributes to more balanced mental as well as physical health. I want to share also that I use a Fitbit, which is just a device that you would wear like you would wear a watch. And the reason I love it most, perhaps, is because it records your sleep, the stages of your sleep. So I wear it during the night, and I can see how much there are 4 stages of sleep. Actually, one is called the awake state, which we have frequently throughout the night. And then there's your REM sleep, your light sleep, and your deep sleep. And I think what shocked me most is that I'm a very light sleeper. And I might have known that to an extent, but often if you don't get enough deep or REM sleep, you'll sleep, but you'll wake up feeling like you need to go to sleep, like you didn't get the rest. So just know that there are ways to even track your rest, but make sure you're getting enough. Because your rest is going to aid in any kind of recovery. So, many of us have been ill or, again, have certain ailments. But if you've been ill or overly tired, rest is actually required to allow your bones, muscles, tendons, and ligaments the time they need to recover and to repair themselves. And muscle growth is said, to occur during rest periods as well. So you definitely will need the rest. Now, maybe just as important, we do know also that rest lowers your stress level. It actually decreases abnormal levels of cortisol, which is cortisol is actually the stress hormone. So rest decreases abnormal levels of cortisol, as well as it will boost your brain function. And rest allows for better concentration and better focus, which will, of course, in turn improve productivity and alertness. Now, when we talk about issues of rest, ways to nurture ourselves or just being more conscious of our time and activities at home or at work, this will lead us directly to a very important principle of balance, which is my 4th Heartliving principle, and that is be mindful of your investments of energy. Okay, so I mentioned before about that 100 circuits, but be mindful of your investments of your energy. So as a society, we underestimate the power of our energy. Yet our energy is a form of power in the same way, really, that money is a form of power. And quite frankly, you could have all the money in the world, but if you're not well, the money is not going to get you what you're looking for. It's not going to make you healthy. But energy itself is an extreme example of a kind of power that we hold that we should take good care of. So we have to pay attention to how we're using not just our time, but also our energy. Because in the same way that we make financial investments, we can say, as I mentioned before, am I getting a return on my energetic investment? When I'm overdoing it, I'm probably out of balance. So as you're evaluating your energetic investments, you can also look at this. You can say not just, okay, I go to the gym, I give 20 circuits, but I get back 30, so I'm 10 to the good. What about if it happens that you're worrying a lot, you're in a frenzy, you're worrying, you're obsessing? Those kind of investments of your energy are certainly not going to give you a proper return. So as you evaluate your energetic investments, you can pay attention to investments of time that do not give a positive return. So again, we know we don't get a positive return on worrying or on feeling anxious or on, fixating on negativity. And we definitely know that for sure. But we also have to decide what types of returns we get on activities or projects or whatever that cause us stress or consume large amounts of our time and just don't feel rewarding to us. So it's almost like a total loss of energy. Now, I've learned to evaluate requests that I receive based on how I feel when I'm asked. Now, I don't necessarily mean things I must do for my work or that I feel like are really important to the contribution I'm trying to make to the world and that kind of thing. But if I say yes to a request, and let's say it's one I don't have to do. Let's say someone has said, will you come and speak to my group? And it's a difficult speaking request. Not only would it involve a great deal of time, but it would probably involve a great deal of planning. Well, how do I feel when I say yes or no to that? You can tell by your physical body whether or not something feels good for you or not for you. And I will often ask myself when I consider, saying yes to this, do I feel heavy or do I feel light? And so honoring what we're doing and in turn saying yes to requests with conscious intent, all of that is so very important because it's important to avoid overcommitment. And that's what I think causes a lot of our imbalance is just overcommitment. Now, I have coaching clients who come to see me seeking ways to achieve balance in their work-life aspects. But one of the first things I do is to help them evaluate their lives and responsibilities. And often there's a tremendous overcommitment that shows up in way too many time-intensive activities. So, as a society, we're required to multitask a lot of the time. So it's important to set and enforce healthy boundaries, to learn to say no when we need to say no, and also not to feel like things have to be so perfectionistic. I know avoiding perfectionism will give you back a lot of energy, and it's honorable to want to do things to the best of your ability, but that's not the same as being a perfectionist, and I think you would know the difference. Heartliving principle number 5 is to improve your overall health, balance of body, mind, and spirit. So I'm going to hit a few pointers there. Just exercise, eat well, be mindful, challenge yourself to get out of your comfort zone, to try new ideas, to follow through. That's your mind. And then your spirit, be mindful and pay attention to what you're choosing because your choices reflect an investment of your spirit. So be flexible and so on. So as we're beginning to draw to a close on our show, I want to thank you so much for sharing your hearts with me in this hour. I encourage you to visit my website, heartliving.com, and my Facebook page, facebook.com/heartliving. And I have 2 wonderful new programs coming this year. On April 4th, I have a 2-hour seminar at the Centera Virginia Beach General Hospital. It's called Your Healthy Heart, Creating Happiness, Resilience, and Peace, and it will be very soon up at my website, probably within the next week. And then I also have another one coming a day-long Saturday, May 4th, 8:30 to 4, called There's a Better Way to Live. And it's a wonderful workshop about taking time for action. And it will be at the World Trade Center here in Norfolk, Virginia at the Town Point Club. And I'm very excited to tell you that I've been talking about a book I've been writing, and my book is I now have a contract on my book. You'll see more of this at the website and also at the Facebook page, facebook.com/heartliving. And it is going to be a wonderful book. I have completed it, and I'm just in the actual publishing process at this time. So lots of new things for 2019 for me, and I certainly hope for you. But above all, promise yourself that you will look at old perceptions, void old ineffective contracts, and move forward into more positive living. I'm Dr. Cynthia Bischoff, your host for the Heart Living with Dr. Cynthia Bischoff show. You can listen to my show on syndicated Dream Vision 7 radio network every Wednesday, 2 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Boston and worldwide. And to learn more, go to dreamvision7radio.com for a full schedule. Dream Vision 7 Radio Network is the media partner for Omega Institute. Thanks for listening. I wish you the very best.
Thank you for tuning in to Heartliving with Dr. Cynthia Bischoff to explore ways to live a more inspired and passionate life. Gain clarity, balance, and purpose as Cynthia guides you on an enlightening journey of personal transformation. For more information, find Cynthia at her website, heartliving.com, or on Facebook, facebook.com/heartliving.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.